an absolutely beautiful day. Stephen and I are super busy today. It's his only day off this week, so he has already got the power tools going early on Sunday morning. Sorry, neighbours, because he's working on stores, which I'll give you an update on. I'm coming to get some string to hang some more herbs up. That's what I'm doing at the moment. We've just been down to the pigs because Grace went down to do her morning jobs, and she fed the pigs, and she came back up and she said, might have a problem. The pigs they've moved the house that they sleep in, which we had secured, which isn't a surprise because pigs will itch on anything, and when they're rubbing themselves up, it's a lot of weight to not move the things that they're rubbing against. So they've broken one of the fence poles. So Stephen and I have been down, checked on them, and he said he'll get to that because he didn't have his bommy knocker, as I call it, to put the fence pole back in to fix it. So he's put the house back, but chances are by lunchtime that'll have already gone back somewhere across the paddock where the pigs are. So we need to get that repaired today. And the other thing that's been happening is we went yesterday to go and look at some new hens up at a place called Durham Hens, which is just a local sort of hen seller from near us. I'm going to do a small holding tour today and I'll explain everything on that. But we think that because we're not sure if we're going to be getting some meat birds this year, just for one reason and another, and we're considering moving away from that Ross Cobb breed anyway. But yeah, I'll talk all about that on the small holding tour. For now, I want to start getting my herbs hung up. It's going to be a scorcher of a day, which I'm not going to complain about, I promise. I'm going to grab some aubergines and tomatoes for later because I've got some ideas for that. Second day off, and just so many things I want to get on with. Can you hear the tools in the background? I'll show you stores shortly. Now, if you ask me, there's nothing nicer than having your homegrown garlic, onions and herbs all around you when you're cooking, and there's even nothing more nicer than working outside and cooking outside. So while Stephen was busy sorting out all of stores for when he didn't need me for the hands-on for two people stuff, I set about braiding the garlic. Now, I started trying to braid the first lot and it didn't go very well, so I decided just to hang them up as just bunched garlic, to be honest. And then I remembered how I did the braid last year, so I set about plaiting it up, and I've just hung this above where I'm working, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There are not enough garlic bulbs to see us through the full year probably, but we'll see. I'm hoping that it'll at least last me until the wild garlic comes through in the spring. This is what it's looking like at the moment. Stephen has got the sink in, or at least the frame of it. It's going to be plumbed in for water, but not for drainage. We're just going to have a big bucket underneath for now. That might be a future enhancement, who knows. And he's got all of the frames in for the scaffolding boards, which essentially are going to be like what we've got in the bar there, just to create the workbench, which I'm really excited about. The fridge is staying, so really, he's really cracking on, and he reckons it might even be done today. There will be a load of shelves that he's going to make and put up, but I'm not sure that that'll be a today thing. So I will see you at the end of the day when he's got as much of this done as he can. Stephen has just told me I'm allowed in now. I've been banned out while he's been doing something. Oh, wow. Oh, it's really warm.
But it's, well, it all wants like silicon into place when this all dries, but you can.
So there we go, we've got a working cold sink at the moment, and that's draining into a barrel. As I say, future enhancement possibly, but quite happy with that for now, as long as Stephen empties the bucket, because it'll get really heavy for me. And the walls all nice and fresh, but more importantly, look, this is the scaffolding boards that we picked up yesterday, and Stephen has worked his magic and made them look absolutely fantastic. He has, are they stained or varnished?
I don't know.
Whatever we had left over in his workshop is what's done the top of this. So basically it matches the bar, which is just out there. So I'm super chuffed with this. As soon as this is dry and Stephen gives me the nod, we're going to get everything in here filled up as much as possible, because there's still shelves to go on the top and there's still shelves to go on the bottom, but we've got a working top for now. Well, it's actually the next day, it's the next morning, and I'm going to do a whole new video on this and show you the progress of it, but I just wanted to show you the next morning and how it's looking. It's all dried, excuse the nails, and it's really looking fantastic. The stain or the varnish, I think it's a stain, I need to check, it is taken really well. And Stephen and I were talking last night about what we're going to do underneath here. We've decided that we're going to put shelves here, but we're going to leave these open because we are going to have the Camp Chef underneath here, which is what I use for canning. We were going to take that off and have it as a countertop at gas, but we don't use it often enough, and taking it in and out might be a little bit too much sometimes. So we're just going to leave it and bring it out when we need it, and therefore we're not going to have any shelves here. This back section, we think that we're going to leave that because we're going to have the likes of the fermentation buckets and things underneath there, sacks of potatoes, that kind of thing. But Stephen was saying, if we decide that we do need shelves on there and we haven't put them any in, then he can just add them at a later date. So all I'm going to do today, I've got a whole different video coming, which is kind of the day in the life kind of stuff that I'm going to be cracking on with over the next couple of weeks. So I'll show you then how I'm going to get on with stores, and also any progress that Stephen may or may not make with the shelves. It just depends how busy he is with work, really. But that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this really quick and hopefully super chilled Saturday video of seeing what we get up to.